Let's go, friends. Happy Thursday. I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. It is almost the weekend, and you have to be excited about that because who is not excited about the weekend? I am going to adjust myself. Give me 1 second. I gotta pull the shades down or else you're gonna be looking at a stripey face. So give me 1 moment. Hold on. It's gonna look even worse now. No, it's not. It's gonna look good. Alrighty. So we are getting started. As you are hopping on, remember, if you are watching this live, please comment Team Live. If you're watching this replay, please comment Team Replay. We are talking today about nutrition as we get older, especially after kids and going into menopause, which I know doesn't cover everybody, but you'll be there at some point. You will be getting older at some point. So it's a really good idea to kind of get a hold of your nutrition now, get a hold of what we're talking about now to prevent any issues going forward. So I'm so excited to be here tonight. Yes, Annie's on live, Katie's on live. Let's go. We're going to get started in just 1 moment. I'm just pulling up my notes and we will get moving. I hope everyone's having a wonderful day so far. It is almost the weekend and I'm so happy. I have a massage tomorrow that I'm just very excited for. I definitely need it. Alrighty, so we're gonna get started. I know we've alerted everybody that we're on and we're live. So you know what, let's get started. So what happens as we get older? Our estrogen levels, which is the primary hormone, the primary female sex hormone in our body, starts to diminish. It starts to go down because we're not as ovulating and things like that. So estrogen begins to decline, which then means with the estrogen decline, our bone density usually starts to drop, which means we're losing a lot of the vitamin D that we store in our bones, as well as the calcium that's needed. So as you get older, you might have heard, people have osteoporosis, or you see the little old ladies who have the hunched over spine and they break their hips so easily. That's because they're losing a lot of that bone mass as we get older because we don't have the estrogen, because we need vitamin D to help keep our bones strong. And the estrogen is a product of the vitamin D. So if we're not having enough estrogen, we're not having enough vitamin D, our bones are brittle, they're not doing well. What's going on, Mom? Happy life. Happy Thursday. So there's food things that we can do as we get older. This even is for sure too, if you're pregnant or you recently had a kid or you had a kid in general. Babies are little leeches on our systems. They take from our bones. They take our calcium stores. They take everything that you have just so that they can build, which is an amazing thing, which is why our bodies are so amazing, but it leaves us with at risk for being brittle bone and things like that. So what are some things that we should be having to help with preventing any issues, to help with keeping us healthy as we get older? Number 1 is dairy products, because they're an excellent source of vitamin D, whether they're low fat, full fat, fat free. Doesn't matter. I prefer the low fat or the full fat version of things because the fat helps to keep you fuller for longer, which helps to prevent overeating, which is something that so many of us do so often, a lot of the time. So if we have dairy things in our bodies, if we have dairy things that we're having, it can help. It's a good source of protein and helps to prevent any issues as far as bone mass wise. So dairy, 2 to 3 servings of dairy a day. That can be cheese, yogurt, milk, kefir, whatever it is. Get your dairy in 8 ounces for a glass of milk, 5 ounces for yogurt, or 1 ounce for cheese. All of those have at least 7 to 15 grams of protein. Yogurt usually has about that 15 grams of protein. Dairy can also help with our sleep because it is a complete protein. It has glycine in it, which is needed to help with promoting deeper sleep overall. So if you had yogurt before you go to bed, you're going to be sleeping better than somebody who went to bed very hungry or just going with a heavier carb focus. All right, heart healthy fats are also really important as we get older because women, the biggest killer of women actually is heart disease. So if we can have heart healthy fats like omega-3s that are found in fish oils, in nuts and seeds, all of that stuff can help to keep our hearts healthy and also decrease the risk of hot flashes and night sweats too if you're in menopause. So having omega-3s, having at least a serving or 2 of fish each week, having the chia seeds, flax seeds, having nuts in your diet can be a really big help to make sure that you're having those heart healthy fats to make sure that you're A, fuller for longer, B, protect your heart, which is always a good thing to do, and C, just feel better overall. Whole grains is always something that we should be having in our diet. Whole grains are high in fiber, which helps to keep us fuller for longer, prevent any constipation, help prevent bloating, and really rich in the B vitamins like thiamine, niacin, riboflavin, and pantothenic acid. So all of those things are very important. They've also been linked to reducing our risk of cancer, heart disease, and even premature death as well. So if we're having at least 3 to 4 to 6 servings of whole grains a day, that would be equivalent to 1 piece of toast is considering a whole grain if you have a whole wheat bread or whole grain bread. A half a cup, usually if it's pasta or rice, is considered a serving as well. We need 3 to 4 of those servings a day in order to help make sure that we're getting enough fiber and we're getting all of those whole grains have to offer. So with a whole grain, there's 3 different parts: the bran, the endosperm, and the germ. When you have all of those 3 together, you have extra fiber, you have heart healthy fats, you have protein, and you have all those B vitamins that help to keep you fuller for longer. Something that is a unrich grain or a white grain, think just like white bread, with all the processing, all of that stuff is really taken out of it. It's broken down, it's not added back in. So you're gonna be a lot hungrier after you have a piece of white toast than after you have a piece of whole wheat toast. So keep that in mind. We want to keep on top of the fiber. Fruits and vegetables, as always, is so important for us. It's a great source of fiber, but also vitamins. The antioxidants are actually sourced from vitamins. So if we're having a lot of vitamin C and the B vitamins, it's going to help as far as our energy metabolism and keep us healthier overall too. So staying on top of fruits and vegetables, ideally 2 servings of fruits and 3 servings of vegetables. A serving of a fruit is a medium-sized fruit. So think like a medium-sized apple or orange or pear, 5 to 7 inch banana, 15 grapes, or like a half a cup of things. All that qualifies as a serving of fruits or a fruit cup or applesauce. And then for vegetables, it's 1 cup raw or a half a cup cooked. And we need 3 servings of vegetables a day. That will help with us sleeping better, feeling better, keeping us fuller for longer, which can also help with weight loss too. We're not getting enough of that in. Protein at every stage is so important. At least half of your weight to 3/4 of your weight in protein grams. Why? Because protein helps to make sure that we don't lose our muscle mass. As we get older, our metabolism goes down because we're not moving as much. We're not using our muscles as much. So if you don't use it, you lose it. And when you lose your muscle mass, your basal metabolic rate goes down. For every pound of muscle you have on your body, you burn an extra 10 calories, For every pound of muscle, an extra 10 calories. So that's a really great way, increasing your muscle mass, staying on top of your muscle mass, making sure that it's there by working out, doing strength training, which is a whole lot better for you than doing just excess amounts of cardio all the time. That's a lot of inflammation inducing, stress inducing on the body. Whereas strength training, there is some inflammation and stress. However, you're building muscle with it, which can help to reduce that stress overall. I literally just said to one of my clients, exercise releases endorphins. Endorphins make you happy. She said she feels so much better after she exercises. And then happy people obviously don't kill their husbands, if you know Legally Blonde. But we have to remember that if we can work out, if we can stay on top of our strength training, if we can eat enough protein, our bodies will be healthier overall and we'll feel better too. Dairy is a really great source of protein as well as the meats, eggs, also all good things. What we want to cut back on or limit: added sugars and processed carbohydrates. So think of like going to, Panera and seeing the big pastries or the cookies. We really want to limit that stuff because that's just added sugars. It doesn't come with a lot of things. It doesn't come with the added vitamins and minerals and fiber. It's just plain simple carbohydrates at that point. So we want to stay on top of that. Not excessively doing alcohol or caffeine. Caffeine is a stimulant. That can trigger some hot flashes if you're going through menopause. Caffeine can also dehydrate you. Anybody can dehydrate you. Alcohol is also a dehydration aid. We don't want to be dehydrated. That can cause a lot of issues as well. And then last but not least, staying away from salty foods, because salty foods can help or increase bloating, and then we just don't feel good. We're not going to drink enough water. We're constantly thirsty. And I know as we get older, we tend not to want to drink a lot of water, but you got to drink at least half of your weight in ounces. So this has kind of been a little crash course of what we need to pay attention to as we get older with our nutrition and our health, and making sure, that we are fully functioning and healthy, especially as women. And we have to remember that a lot of these things are just general healthful diets. And when I say diet, I don't mean restriction. I mean diet as in what you eat. So if we can stay on top of what we're eating, if we can eat healthy, nutritious foods, if we can enjoy the simple things too, enjoy a cookie every now and again, enjoy ice cream, enjoy a beverage, but staying on top of hydration and all of that, we're going to feel so much better. So I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad you guys turned in live. If you ever have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. And now for the big announcement, I'm going to drop this in the comments, but I have a brand new freebie just for you. It is my 5 Secrets to Fat Loss Success. It's a 5-day video series, a minute and a half each day, delivered right to your inbox to help you get started on your fat loss, on your weight loss journey. So I will leave that link down in the comments below. You're absolutely going to want to register for this. It'll be delivered right to your inbox. I drop some knowledge bombs on you. Really, all good things, 5 simple things that you can start to do that will help to make sure that you're losing fat, you're feeling good, and you're not going crazy. So have a wonderful night. I will link that down in the comments below. Let me know if you need anything, and have a wonderful day.